We were at 2.5 billion and we moved up to 8 billion or 7 billion by the time I left. Which I'm not saying I had anything to do with that. I'm just saying that's the fact.
You were keeping it from rolling out the back end for sure.
I had the best team in Texas. I felt like I had recruited. I spent like 3 years recruiting this network engineer from Xerox. I took another guy from a huge phone company that was awesome at VoIP. I had about 45 people, and man, I spent a lot of time recruiting and training them. We spent about $60,000 a year training. That was a huge part of it. That's a huge part of retaining good people too.
I love that. And talk more about retention.
Well, I mean,
what is retention, Dan? Man, you're getting into spaces I like to talk about now. Tell people what the hell that is.
So when I was there, one of the big things that IT guys don't have, because it's relatively new, is career paths. Solid, logical career paths that they could follow, so that as soon as the position opened up, they would be ready or have all the requirements to step into that and apply for it and look favorable. So one of the first things I did once I became director of IT was to fill out those career paths for each and every one of them and have my other directors or managers go through, and we spent probably a year building out those career paths so that people enjoyed it. They loved being able to say, hey, I'm at level 1. Here's how I get to level 2. Here's how I get to level 3.
I would love to touch on that. So in the Domino's world, I spent time supporting an operating model concept that was focused on giving knowledge and empowerment to people in each of their different positions so they could intrinsically choose to do a good job or not. And what I hear you describing is giving a very clear roadmap to people on how they can get from where they are to where they want to go, which is one level of success to another level of success. Is that fair to say, do you think?
Yes.
And you said that people were extremely motivated by that. Talk more about that.
Well, here's the other thing that you've got to be okay with, and you still have to treat these people or this certain type of employee or team member. You've got to treat them just like your superstars because you need them. So yes, there was those ones that are striving to be superstars or very goal oriented, and they would jump on it. And I would usually say, hey, you can go to a conference every year and you can get a certification, and I'll pay for that training and the certification if you pass. And then I had a list of certifications that I would go through with their performance review and their one-on-ones. We'd talk about them and say, hey, which one are you working on, so on and so forth. But back to my original statement, there's some of those guys that, man, they're just the broom pushers, or they want to live on help desk for the next 10 years. Yeah. Or they just want to be at level 1 or level 2.
They want to come to work and they want to go home.
Yeah. And they want to do a good job. I mean, they want to be very good at what they do, but they do not want to have to stay 20 hours at night. They don't want to work a 20-hour day. And you've got to have those people. And having quality people at that level 1 and level 2 position, it's a game changer.